Welcome to Kernow EXP, folks, and welcome to TREVELLAS Porth and St Agnes Old Harbour, just over there. So this is a very deeply mined area. As you can see just over there, there's 1, 2, 3, and there's Old Man's Workings, and in the valley where we've just came from, there's a lot of tin streamings and what have you. So we've done the time lapse. Now we're going to walk back through the valley in real time. So I think it's probably going to take 40 minutes to get back to where we started. So enjoy, folks. So just to let you all know, this is permitted exercise day, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Now we go through a tin mill in a minute, which is open to the public usually. It's usually open to the public, folks. Sorry about the wind noise if you can hear any, but when we get into the valley, we won't have hardly any at all. Got my new shoes on today. First real use of them. Not been able to use them until now. They're nice and comfy. Good grippers too. Very good grippy shoes. Right, so I'll tell you where we are. We're on TREVELLAS Porth, folks. Can you see that? Alright, let's make our way back through the valley now. My trousers are falling down. Bloody hell. Don't like that. Knew I should have wore a belt. Oh, excuse me. So I've seen pictures of this site when it was when the engine house was working up there, and there's lots of sheds and buildings along here, tin streamings and what have you. It's very interesting. I bet there's a lot of stuff buried up that people don't know about. Like old miners' tools, drill rods and all sorts of things like that. You can see that this chimney here, folks, you can see that it's been exposed to the sea air. You look on the left of the picture, it's really worn. That's all the wind and rain we get because there's a lot of folk don't realise that Cornwall gets a real battering in the winter from the elements. A few months ago we had a storm called Dennis come through, and that really caused a lot of havoc. Yeah, so there's a mill up here called Blue Hills, and usually it's open to the public. If obviously normal circumstances it would be. It's very interesting. It shows you a water-driven stamps and the processing side of it. They produce their own tin here, and they do sell it in the shop. They've probably got an online shop as well, folks. Whoops. I didn't realise how warm it is today. It's quite warm. So on the previous video we walked in over there, quite interesting. There you go, so we're going to Barker Shop, folks. Bloody hell, it's warm. There you go, folks. This is Blue Hills, and if you come down to Cornwall next year, you'll be able to have a look in there, folks. It's quite interesting. This valley is steeped in mining history. If only I didn't have my good shoes on, I would go a little bit more in depth. So that water you can hear, folks, is that's the water-powered stamps at Blue Hills, and they have their own leat, which is just down below us. So they're responsible for maintaining that leat, which gives them power to work the stamps. Very interesting. Not many of those still operational in Cornwall. There's one at Tolga's Tin, but I'm not sure if it's proper. Well, it is water fed, but it's pumped, so therefore it's artificial, not like this one. This is like the real deal, as it would have been back in the day. Just something to point out a minute. You see them heaps over there? It goes to show how acidic that stone is, because there's nothing grown on it for over 100 years, look. That's amazing, isn't it? Doesn't that speak volumes to what is actually in the stone? There's a place like that where I grew up to, which I used to spend every weekend with my grandparents at St Day. And down in the valley there's pulled ice, or todpole, and nothing grows down there. The sands, they call it, and those sands, those tips were dumped there over 125 years ago, and there's still nothing growing on it, not even gorse like we've got here. Speaks volumes, doesn't it? So if we were looking to look into the valley here, you look up to the hill, you can see like there's lines. There's miners' tracks, they are, and that's how the miners would have got down to their place for their particular adit of work. You can imagine all these stones being wheelbarrowed out by hand. Just imagine the workforce that the men, the young lads doing all that. They wouldn't have had it like we got it today. Yeah, buzz off. We're actually on a miner's track right now, folks. Yeah, so we're on a miner's track right now, and I've got a bit of a sweat on. I'm in the spirit of the miners. I've got my flat cap on, and I like wearing this because it's kind of my trademark, folks. You know, because my name's Mark, trademark. Get it? Anyway, we'll see you in a minute. And the light's on. Why has I got the light on? Why have I got the light on? Right, it's off. Okay, let's crack on, folks. So recently I've bought a few gizmos for exploring. I've got a new torch which is on the way. It's a Olight H2R Nova, which a lot of exploring folks use, and it's been highly recommended because of its special features that it has. It was not cheap, folks. I can tell you that now. It was not cheap. I bought it on eBay. It's brand new, and we shall be using that in the future for our explorers, ghost hunts and things like that, and exploring old buildings and what have you, like we have been doing. Not recently, but not long ago. So that'll be featured on the channel. I am going to get myself a drone. The price of drones now have come down big time. So in a couple of months, hopefully, I should be purchasing one of those. We should be getting a better camera, which will be 4K, which is what most explorers are using now. And later on, maybe at the end of this year, maybe beginning of next, we're going to get a brand new laptop again, because my son's hijacked the one that I've got, and I can't be a mean bugger and say, oh no Charlie, I want that back. Love me son, so he can have it basically. Wow, look at that. Magic, isn't it? It's beautiful around here. So we're going to be right by the stream now for a while. Yeah, so next Wednesday, my son will be accompanying me on an explore. Not really decided where we're going yet. We've got to do some more research on Google Maps, because that's how we find the locations, folks. Google Maps. And also we do have Ordnance Survey Explorer Edition maps as well, which are a big thing as well. Oh look, we found something in there, look. I bet you there's an old attic in there. Yeah. So we do have a GoPro. We have two of them. One which is the cheaper version, but we also have one of the original GoPros, which I've had for quite a while, and it's still fully functional. So recently we did buy a GoPro kit, which it's got a chest mount, head mount. You can stick it on things. It's got a suction cup, a floating device, and all that jazz. So when me and my son go exploring, Charlie will be having the GoPro chest mount, so he can do his own filming, a different perspective, put it that way, folks. So me and Charlie will be going walking distance from our home. Obviously today I've cycled here today. I've locked it up at one of my friends' places in St Agnes. So it's all good. Look at that. Magic, isn't it? Magic this place is. I haven't been on this path for 20 years. It just sprung into my head the other day. I thought, I know. There's an old cottage up here in a minute. I think it's an old miner's cottage. It's occupied. Is that original, or is that? That's a granite coin, isn't it? So this video will be uploaded raw and unedited, folks. But the time-lapse one, we shall be adding text to that and some audio as norm. Really do hope you folks are enjoying these videos. If you have any suggestions on things that you would like to see, then please comment and we will do our best to do them for you folks. Alright, just wanted to share that with you. Okay? Alright, let's wind you back around the other way. Well, it's nice to see that a lot of folks are obeying by the rules and regulations of self-distancing. There is some folks down on the beach, but they're keeping themselves to themselves, which is the good thing. Nice to see that. I am socially distancing myself from everybody, and I'm really making sure that I do it. And I hope that everyone else that watched this video are abiding by the rules and regulations. I just wish this thing was over. I'm not going to mention it because YouTube doesn't like people mentioning it for whatever reason, I don't know. So there's an adit here. I've known of it for quite some time, but it is actually fenced off. We will get a bit closer. I don't think I can get that close. But can you see it in there? It's an adit. This valley is highly mined at one time. I think they were searching for copper and tin. There probably is some adits on the other side, but we can't get over there. It's a bit awkward. And there's no path as such. Oh, there is a path going down to there, but that's private by the looks of it. So we're heading up to this miner's cottage now. Thing is, right, I don't know if you know this or no, but I do. Back in the day when miners' cottages were around, that the local law was if you could build your house in a day, and that's roof on as well, then the cottage is yours. But if it took more than a day, then it belonged to the mineral lord. Granddad told me that. Hence that's why Cornish cottages are small. Thank you. There we are, social distancing observed. Oh, lovely, thank you. Well, that was very nice of the lady. There's a herring up here, so I might be able to spot it, folks. How interesting. And of course I kept my social distance there, which, you know, I deserve a pat on the back for that because I'm a good boy, I am, really. It's lovely down here. So if you live in the local village of St Agnes, come down to here, folks. It's lovely. Or if you live in a local town, why don't you cycle over here like I did, lock your bike up somewhere, or even push it with you, and come down through here, folks. It's lovely. Here's the water, isn't that lovely? Oh yes. There's a chap there, we'll let him go. Where's he going? Right. Over the bridge. Magic, isn't it? Magic, magic, magic. Well, I think it's... I'm quite good at spotting adits, and there's another valley not far from here where there's an adit which has not been seen for obviously quite some time, and I found it, folks. I will share it with you when I can. There you go, look. Public footpath. There's an old, on the previous video, if you've watched it, I don't know which one I'm going to upload first, to be honest, but just around here there's an old wall which could be remains of a stamps, but there's so much overgrowth on it, it's difficult to see exactly what it is. It's nice to see that National Trust or Cromwell Council have been cutting the bushes back, look. Because sometimes they don't bother. I suppose it's to do with funds, maybe. There, the wall's in there. It goes quite a long way. You can just see it in there, folks. Looks like a World War II bunker, but I assure you it's not. I'll have to do some more investigation on that. God knows what's buried up in the bushes. Aha, I just spied something. Now, I don't think you folks can see this. I'll point to it, alright? That bit of pit there, where I'm pointing to, there was an engine in there. Because obviously on this side of it, it looks overgrown, but that's a concrete base or granite base there. So it's got to be linked to that other bit of wall that we've seen. And this looks like, see this, here, that was a leat by the looks of it. So there might have been a mill here, folks. I don't think I'm wrong with that. And here, look, there might have been a sluice gate there, and it does look like it. Don't it? If you look down there, look. There was a mill here, folks. Oh, hang on. There's even more down there, look. Can you see that? Where is it? On the camera. There's some stones there, look. There was a mill here. Obviously it's long gone now. Aren't I clever bugger, aren't I? It's obvious, isn't it, folks? Look, this was elite. Like we've seen back down where the Blue Hills tin was. It's the same kind of thing. So it could have been a stumps there, water driven. Well, I'm buggered. It's obvious to me now. Good Lord. Mr. Inquisitive Brains, eh? So we're not far from the road now, and the road takes us back into St Agnes, folks. Looks to me as well, down in the valley there was another leat there. You can just see it, look, see that line? That was another leat, and that would have served a stamps or a mill at a lower level. Bit like when we went exploring to Kennel Vale ages back. That was all water powered, but that one's quite special because some of the cogs and the machinery is still in situ, and that is rare, because usually the scrap man cometh and he rubs his hands going, oh yes, I can make some money here, which, to be fair, I'd rather see the machinery maintained. But a lot of folk don't think like that. Back in the day they thought, oh well, we make a few quid on here. Peaceful valley, this. Geese, folks, I hate them. I hate geese. When I was a child, my gran used to be the cleaner for the vicarage in St Day, for the vicar, and he had geese in his back garden. And gran said, go out and have a bit of fun outside there, boy. I went, yeah, alright. And I used to tease the geese a bit. And there was a pond, and it had a fence around it, and I teased the geese that much they started hissing at me. And I thought, hell, what am I going to do here? So I climbed inside the fence where the pond was, and all the geese are all around, and they're flapping their wings, hissing. And my gran was in the kitchen looking out the window, and she was laughing her head off. She thought it was funny as heck. I was petrified, folks, and even to this day, I'm still petrified of geese. Hate the bloody things. And that is a real, true story. Right, we're not far now. It's nearly at the end of the video, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. Certainly keep me fit. And that's what the name of the game is today. Permitted exercise. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheers and gone, folks.